So you got to be realistic with your pricing now. And if you get a decent offer, like I tell my clients, you take it and run. Like, because no telling what's going to happen.
That's right.
So you get a halfway decent offer, you take it and run. But I still think it's better to buy unless you're not going to be in the home for, minimum 3 years, right? So you still have a chance to gain. I mean, it's your home, you own it, you're paying down principal, right? That's another plus. You're paying down principal where you wouldn't before on renting. I mean, you're not paying that
100% interest.
right?
Yep.
And even if it goes up 1%, you gain 1% and you pay down principal.
Yeah.
Instead of just giving all your money away to a landlord. And I wanted to talk, right? Because I'm home. So
you're right.
I mean, I love when people pay my mortgage for me.
Exactly.
So in general, but yes, that is the case, right? So I still think it's better to buy unless you're pushing DTI, right? Or you're in a bad situation and you don't think you'll be able to pay your mortgage. Don't buy a home. Or if you're going to be PCSing out as military the next year, unless you're going to plan to rent it. And even then, if you're going to plan to rent right now, it's going to be tough getting the payment that you need to cover, even come close to your payment for rental values. So again, there's certain circumstances, everyone's different, but I still think it's better to buy.
I mean, and you, great point all the way around. And you've got folks that are knee deep, elbow deep, now chin deep in credit card debt that are unwilling to sacrifice to purchase a home. Whether it be higher payment or I want to keep the same payment that I'm used to, but I don't like the house for that payment. It's like a inevitable thing that they will push themselves out of being able to buy, period. Or they'll have to move to Oklahoma,
There's one thing I want to bring up. We're talking about how people are in credit card debt, consumer debt, all of this stuff. When you are renting and you are in a position to be able to buy, during my conversation, when I'm approving people, I say, hey, right out the gate, what do you want your monthly payment to be? All in, taxes, insurance, your mortgage itself. It's different than homeowners. We go through the whole works. They give me that number, $1,800. So when I tell them, hey, you're approved for $400,000, but your comfort payment is down here.
Right.
So we need to have a serious conversation. If you want to be at $1,800, I need you to shop at this payment.
Right.
The moment that you step into a home and it's a different price point, aside from new construction, I mean, it's far off.
Correct.
But all of this to say is, they say, well, if I can get approved for $400,000, I want to buy $400,000. And right there, as a consumer, we justify, I want it. It's nice. I get to show it off. It sounds cool, but your payment's $3,400.
What I'm seeing is correct me if I'm wrong, but like where current rates are at, and of course it depends on the loan type, but I'm seeing about 1% is your payment of whatever the sales price is. It's about 1%.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah. I've seen.
You want to be $1,800, you better go find $180,000.
Yes.
Good luck on finding $180,000 that isn't trashed.
It's pretty accurate.
So,
I mean, it's not ironclad, but it's pretty accurate.
It's pretty damn close. But all of this to say is that if you are in a position to be able to buy and you can comfortably afford it, you need to come to terms that it might be the best choice for you. That $180,000 home, if you can get the deal to close on it and you can afford it, it's a good idea to get in, because what's going to happen in 5 years from now when you are maxed out on your credit cards, and we don't want to buy a home just to get ourselves out of a credit card debt. But 3, 4, 5 years down the road, when you own a home, you have options. You're not backed into a corner. You could sell your home, get yourself out of debt, and not have to just say, where am I going to pull all of this from? My 401k can't do it. HELOC, I don't qualify. You have options when you own a home that you don't have when you rent.
Right.
And I mean, it's just the truth.
I mean, one of the things that I love to do with customers is to go through all of their finances, not just their mortgage, and be pigeonholed into this is the conversation. This is what our goal is to get that payment down. Let's broaden the picture to get them to understand there's a reason why you're telling me that payment is comfortable for you. If you don't want to be honest with me, I will come to the table to let you know why. It's because your auto loan is this much, your credit cards are this much, you've got this and you've got that. Have you considered shifting some of that debt? Have you considered getting rid of it? Any of those things that make the home purchase more tolerable to what your appetite is, so to speak,
I've had people who have a $1,400 vehicle payment, and they tell me that they want their payment to be at $800 for their house. And
ridiculous.
I've said, hey, do you mind me asking why you're okay with having a $1,400 payment, but you only want $800? They're like, well, my truck is my baby. And I'm like, okay, well then we need to have, we need to have a serious talk.
Yeah. A depreciating, and I don't even want to call it an asset until it's paid off, a depreciating vehicle. I don't know what the answer to any of this stuff is.
Education.
Yes.
Education. And most people aren't educated.
Now,
about
here comes a question.
Education.
Since you said that, how, and as we know, what was the old saying back in the day? Sex sells, right? How the hell do we make educating finances and real estate sexy?
The way you make it sexy is you put successful people in front of them like they already do, because they want to be like that, right? So people who know how to manage their finances, have done well, maybe are younger, right? So, because it's, in my opinion, and don't get me wrong, like it can still resonate with people, but the older you are, the more time you have, right, to build up wealth.